All right, so Valentine's Day is just around the corner.
Yep.
And you know what that means?
Chocolate.
Chocolate is everywhere. But what if I told you that indulging in, well, maybe not that whole box of chocolates,
Right.
but what if I told you that indulging in a bit of dark chocolate might actually be good for your heart?
That's the surprising thing that we're seeing more and more research about,
Yeah.
that dark chocolate may actually have some heart-healthy benefits.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be diving into today.
Awesome.
We've got some really interesting articles from the Mayo Clinic Health System,
Okay.
Medical News Today,
Great sources.
and Heart Research Australia
Wonderful.
to see if dark chocolate deserves a place in a heart-healthy lifestyle.
I love it. Let's unpack this.
Yeah.
And I think maybe starting with a little chocolate 101.
So
Not all chocolate is created equal when it comes to potential health benefits.
you can't just grab any chocolate bar off the shelf
Nope.
and expect a health boost.
You got it.
We're talking specifically about dark chocolate here.
Exactly. And the key difference really boils down to one thing:
Okay?
cocoa content.
Okay.
Dark chocolate packs a punch with anywhere from 50 to even 90% cocoa solids.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, whereas milk chocolate, only 10 to 50%.
Oh, wow. So that's a huge difference.
Huge difference. And white chocolate, zero.
So none.
None.
So it's those cocoa solids that hold the secret
It seems
to
to.
dark chocolate's heart-healthy potential.
Yeah, what is it about them that makes a difference?
Right. So what is it about them?
Well, the magic ingredient, if you will,
Okay.
is flavanols.
Flavanols.
Flavanols, they're these amazing plant chemicals found in cocoa,
Mm-hmm.
and they are bursting with antioxidants.
Okay, so we've got these flavanols in dark chocolate.
We do.
How do they actually work to benefit our hearts?
So think of it this way. Your blood vessels are like a highway system for your body.
Okay.
Flavanols, they help improve the traffic flow
Okay.
by stimulating nitric oxide production, which helps to relax and widen those blood vessels.
So it's like giving your blood vessels a little more breathing room.
Exactly. And when your blood vessels are relaxed, blood can flow more easily,
Makes sense.
which can lower blood pressure.
Okay.
In fact, one study even showed that consuming just 20 grams
Okay.
of 70% dark chocolate daily led to a 5% reduction in systolic blood pressure.
Wow, that's, 5% reduction just from a small piece of chocolate.
I know.
That's pretty impressive.
It's pretty good.
But I'm also thinking about the sugar.
Yes.
Isn't that a concern for heart health?
You're right to be mindful of sugar, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good news is the sugar content generally decreases as the percentage of cacao solids increases.
Okay.
So the darker the chocolate,
Yeah.
the less sugar it usually has.
So reaching for that 85% dark chocolate bar
Yeah,
might be a good move.
it could be.
Are there any other ways those flavanols work their magic?
They may also play a role in improving insulin sensitivity,
Uh-huh.
which can help regulate blood sugar levels and potentially reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
So we're talking about both short-term
Right.
and long-term benefits
You
for
bet.
our hearts.
It seems that way.
That's really making me rethink my chocolate choices.
Good.
Are there any other heart health factors that dark chocolate might influence? What about cholesterol?
Oh, you know how cholesterol can be tricky?
Yeah.
Well, dark chocolate seems to help by lowering that bad kind, the LDL,
Okay.
and boosting the good kind, HDL.
Interesting. Is there any research to back that up?
There was a 2017 study in the Journal of the American Heart Association
Yeah.
that found adding a combo
Okay.
of almonds, dark chocolate, and cocoa to a typical American diet could potentially reduce the risk of coronary heart disease.
Wow.
They work together to decrease those harmful, small, dense LDL particles.
So they work better together.
Seems like it, yeah.
Okay, so dark chocolate might help regulate blood pressure, potentially reduce diabetes risk,
Yeah.
and improve cholesterol levels.
It's pretty amazing.
Anything else?
Remember those flavanols we were talking about?
Yeah.
They have another trick up their sleeve.
Yeah.
They've got anti-inflammatory properties.
And I know chronic inflammation can be a major contributor to heart disease.
It is.
So dark chocolate might be helping to fight that inflammation.
That's what some research suggests.
Okay.
A 2018 study found that dark chocolate consumption reduced inflammatory biomarkers in people with type 2 diabetes.
So it's like a tiny piece of chocolate can do more for my blood vessels than a weekend at the spa.
It really highlights the connection between what we eat and our overall health.
This is amazing.
But before you go on a dark chocolate spree,
All right,
remember,
yeah.
there's always a catch, right?
Okay, let's talk about the catch.
Right.
You're not suggesting we swap out our fruits and veggies for dark chocolate, are you?
Definitely not.
Okay, good.
Still gotta have that balanced diet.
A balanced diet is key.
Key. But speaking of balance,
Yeah.
let's address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Calories.
And fat. And fat. Dark chocolate does have its fair share.
It does, especially saturated fat from the cocoa butter.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
moderation.
Moderation is key.
Yeah, it's a treat,
A treat to be savored,
not to be devoured.
not endless quantities.
Yeah, so how do we find that sweet spot?
That's a good question.
Enjoying those benefits
Right.
without overdoing it.
Yeah, how much is a healthy amount?
How much dark chocolate is a healthy amount?
Well, that's where things get a bit tricky.
Okay.
There's no official daily recommendation for flavanol intake.
Okay.
The studies we've mentioned often used around 20 to 30 grams of dark chocolate per day.
So a small piece or two.
Yeah.
Okay, that's helpful.
And remember, quality matters.
Right.
Aim for dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao solids or higher.
Okay.
The higher the percentage,
Yeah.
the more flavanols and the less sugar you'll get.
So quality over quantity when it comes to dark chocolate.
I like that.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
you mentioned something earlier.
About other potential benefits of dark chocolate.
Oh, right.
And I'm really curious to hear more about those.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the heart.
Yeah.
But emerging research suggests that dark chocolate might also offer benefits for the brain
Oh, wow.
and even the gut.
Hold on. Are you telling me dark chocolate could actually be good for my brain?
Your brain on dark chocolate.
Okay.
Research suggests those flavanols might boost brain plasticity,
Brain plasticity.
which is your brain's incredible ability to adapt and form new connections.
So it's like a workout for my
I
brain.
love that, yeah.
Sign me up. Is there evidence to support this?
A 2018 study
Okay.
hinted at this exciting possibility.
Okay.
It found that consuming flavanol-rich cocoa improved performance on certain cognitive tasks,
Interesting.
like memory and learning.
Wow, that's fascinating. Are there any other studies that support this idea?
There was a 2016 study
Okay.
that linked regular chocolate consumption to better cognitive performance in older adults.
So maybe reaching for a piece of dark chocolate before tackling the crossword puzzle isn't such a bad idea.
Maybe not.
But what about gut health? How does dark chocolate fit into that picture?
Well, a 2022 study from South Korea
Okay.
discovered a fascinating connection between dark chocolate consumption and a more diverse gut microbiome.
And I know a diverse gut microbiome
Yes.
is essential for good health.
Absolutely.
So you're saying dark chocolate might help with that?
That's what this study suggests.
Okay.
It found that people who ate dark chocolate regularly had a wider variety of beneficial bacteria in their guts.
It's giving my gut bacteria a little party.
A little party. I love it.
And I've heard that gut health can even influence our mood.
Oh, it definitely can.
Is there a connection there?
Interestingly, this same study hinted at a potential link
Okay.
between dark chocolate consumption and improved mood.
So we've got potential benefits for the heart,
Yeah.
brain,
Uh-huh.
and the gut, all from dark chocolate.
It's pretty amazing, right?
It seems almost too good to be true.
It does. But important to remember that research is ongoing.
Right. Of course.
We need more studies to confirm these findings
All research.
and explore the long-term effects of dark chocolate consumption.
We shouldn't view dark chocolate as a cure-all,
Definitely not.
but it's exciting to see the potential.
Oh, it's super exciting.
It really does underscore, like you said, the connection between our food choices
Yeah,
and overall well-being.
absolutely.
So if our listener is interested in learning more
Yeah.
about the specific studies that we've discussed, where can they go?
The articles we mentioned from
Sure.
the Mayo Clinic Health System,
Yeah.
Medical News Today,
Yep.
and Heart Research Australia are great places to start.
And you mentioned Consumer Reports.
I did.
Had some interesting findings about heavy metals in dark chocolate.
They did. They did an in-depth analysis of various dark chocolate brands
Okay.
and identified some that had higher levels of lead and cadmium.
Oh, that's concerning.
It is.
Where can they find that information?
You can find their full report on their website.
Okay.
They also listed some safer brands with lower heavy metal content.
Oh, that's really helpful.
It is. It's a good reminder to be informed consumers.
Right, to do your research
Do your research.
before making choices.
Exactly. Taking charge of our health
Right.
and making informed decisions.
So to recap, dark chocolate, in moderation, of
That's
course,
ours.
and choosing high-quality brands
Yes.
might offer a surprising array of benefits for our heart, brain, and gut health.
I think so. It's a delicious example of how something we enjoy can also be good for us.
It's about finding that balance
Yes.
between pleasure and well-being.
Love it.
And sometimes that balance comes in the form of a small piece of rich, dark chocolate.
Well said.
So as we're getting close to wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
What key takeaways do you think our listeners should walk away with?
I think what we've learned today is we need to shift our perspective on chocolate. We often think of it as a guilty pleasure.
Right.
But what if it's more than that?
Yeah.
What if it's a mindful indulgence,
Okay.
a source of antioxidants,
Yeah.
and a potential ally in our quest for a healthier, happier life?
I love that.
Yeah, it's about embracing the joy of discovery,
Uh-huh.
exploring the science behind the things we love.
And making choices that nourish both our bodies and our minds.
I think that's it.
Okay. I think we nailed it.
All right, so as you're picking out that Valentine's Day chocolate, remember to choose wisely.
Yes.
Savor each bite and embrace the joy of knowing that you're treating your body and your taste buds to something special.
Until our next deep dive,
Yes.
keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep those minds curious. See,
Curious.
Valentine's Day, it really is fascinating how much we're still learning about food
Right.
and its impact on our health.
Yeah. And dark chocolate's like the perfect example.
Right.
There's so much more to discover.
It's more than just that decadent taste.
Exactly.
We've uncovered some amazing benefits. Yeah, we have.
But this is just the beginning.
This is just the tip of the iceberg.
There's a whole world of research out there.
For anyone listening who's eager to dive deeper,
Yes.
I encourage you to check out the research articles that we mentioned.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I know they can get a bit technical,
Yeah.
but it's so fascinating to see how the scientists design their experiments and like how they arrived at their conclusions.
Getting into the nitty-gritty of the research can be so eye-opening.
It really is.
And for those who are curious about, specific brands
Yes.
and their flavanol content,
Yeah.
the Consumer Reports article
Yes.
is a great resource.
Absolutely. They break down the different brands,
T2.
analyze the heavy metal content,
Yeah.
highlight some safer options.
It's all about being an informed consumer,
Absolutely.
taking the time to do a little research,
You got it.
make choices that align with our health goals.
Exactly.
So to wrap things up, I think we've learned that dark chocolate can be more than just a guilty pleasure.
More than that.
It can be a mindful indulgence,
Mindful.
source of antioxidants,
Love that.
and a potential ally in our quest for a healthier, happier life.
Beautifully said. And as we're approaching Valentine's Day,
Yes.
I think this is a wonderful reminder that we can enjoy those sweet treats
Without the guilt.
without the guilt.
Knowing that we're making choices that nourish our bodies and our minds.
Yes. And remember, this deep dive is just a starting point.
A jumping off point.
A jumping off point. We encourage you to continue exploring, experimenting with different types of dark chocolate, discovering what works best for you.
What works best for you.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
it's all about finding that sweet spot,
That balance.
that balance between indulgence and well-being.
So as you're picking out that Valentine's Day chocolate,
Yes.
remember to choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Savor each bite and embrace the joy of knowing that you're treating your body and your taste buds to something special.
And until our next deep dive,
Yes.
keep exploring, keep learning.
Keep those minds curious.
Get them curious.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.